Chapter 2, The Man Who Saw Her Pain. That night, Aurora stood alone near the glass railing of the rooftop bar, the city lights blurring behind her like watercolors. The cold wind touched her skin, but nothing felt colder than the betrayal still echoing inside her chest. The music, the laughter, the world around her, everything continued as if her heart hadn't been crushed. She shut her eyes, inhaling sharply. How could he? The question repeated like a wound that refused to close. She pressed her hand to her stomach, as if she could hold herself together physically since emotionally she was falling apart. That's when she heard footsteps. Slow. Calm. Unhurried. As if the owner of those steps feared nothing in this world. Aurora turned slightly. A tall man in a dark suit stood a few feet away. Broad shoulders. Black shirt. No tie. His presence was magnetic, the kind that could silence a storm. His eyes, sharp, deep, unreadable, held the darkness of someone who had seen too much and survived all of it. Damian Knight. He didn't smile. He didn't greet her. He only looked at her, reading the pain she tried so hard to hide. You don't know me, he said quietly, voice low and smooth, but I know what broken looks like. Aurora blinked, startled by his directness. I'm fine, she whispered. You're not, Damian replied. But you will be. Something in his tone, confident, certain, protective, made her breath hitch. Unlike anyone else, he didn't ask what happened. He didn't question. He didn't pity. He understood. They stood in silence, the city glowing beneath them. Aurora didn't know why, but beside him, she didn't feel weak. She felt seen. Minutes passed before she murmured, "Why do you care?" Damian stepped closer, slowly, deliberately, until he was just close enough for her to feel the heat of his presence. Because some men don't know how to value a diamond, he said, his voice almost a whisper. But I do. Aurora's heart skipped. She swallowed hard, eyes lifting to his. His gaze held intensity, not softness. He didn't look at her like she was fragile, he looked at her like she was fire. A single tear escaped her eye. Without asking, Damian reached up and gently brushed it away with his thumb. His touch was warm, confident, lingering just a second longer than necessary. Aurora's breath trembled. No man had ever touched her like that, with command and tenderness mixed together. Never cry for someone who didn't choose you, he murmured. Cry for someone who would burn the world just to keep you safe. Aurora's lips parted, and for a heartbeat, the world fell silent. Damian slowly lifted her chin with 2 fingers, guiding her eyes back to his. Their breaths mingled. Their hearts synced in a rhythm neither expected. Her voice came out barely audible. Damian. He leaned in, just enough to draw her deeper into his gravity. His hand slid to her waist, firm, claiming, protective. Aurora didn't move away. She didn't want to. You deserve someone who chooses you, he whispered, his forehead brushing hers. Not someone who broke you. Her pulse raced. His touch, his voice, his nearness, everything pulled her in. There was heat. There was tension. There was desire, the kind that melts hesitation. Aurora closed her eyes. Damian tilted her face up and pressed his lips to hers. The kiss wasn't slow. It was intense, hungry, deep, and unapologetically passionate. His hand at her waist pulled her closer, her fingers curled into his shirt, holding on as if her heart had finally found something solid. The world around them disappeared. No betrayal. No heartbreak. Just heat. Just emotion. Just them. When they finally broke apart, both breathless, Damian's voice was rough against her ear. I don't want your past, he said. I want your forever. Aurora looked up at him, shocked, shaken, alive. For the first time since her heartbreak, the fire in her chest wasn't pain, it was something new. Something dangerous. Something addictive. And she knew one thing. Her story wasn't ending. It was just beginning. End of chapter 2.